And joining me now live from the Northwoods Humane Society are the kitties. I can hear them in the background. Good morning, Lisa.
Hello, how are you, Mark?
I'm doing well, actually, after the powwow weekend. That was a lot
Yeah.
of, I got a little exhausted, so I had to
Oh,
take yesterday off and relax a little bit. So,
well, we had it on here in the cat room. We were listening to it. The cats were loving it. So,
yeah,
yeah.
wow. So, what's happening in your world this week?
Well, so we didn't get to talk last month because
No,
yeah, remember there was a power outage or
yeah,
internet was out.
yeah.
So, in fact, I don't think you even had phones running that day.
No, when
So
our
we
internet is down, our phones are down. So,
So we weren't able to talk net last month, and that was, I think it was June 21st, and it ended up that that was the day. It was the birthday of a very special cat, a very special alumni of the Northwoods Humane Society. Her name is Muskie, and that was her exact birthday. She turned 18 years old,
oh my,
and so she was adopted from here when she was just under a year old, 17 years ago. And
wow,
she's probably one of our most generous and wonderful giving alumni here. So Muskie the cat, which is spelled Muski, in order to celebrate her 18th birthday, she decided to sponsor the adoption of 18 cats here at the shelter. So, and that's a lot of cats.
oh yes, wow,
Well, it's not that many when you have like between 60 and 70, but it still helps a lot. And
sure,
so these cats were all chosen by, we had a little conference call with Muskie, and she looked them over, and she wanted the cats that, were a little more special needs or had been here for a while, or, no kittens, because they kind of go pretty fast. So these were all cats that needed a little oomph to get them adopted. And
yeah,
so sponsoring an adoption means that the adoption fee has already been paid for. So the dog or the cat that's being sponsored is actually free. There's no adoption fee, but you do have to go through the same procedure as if you were adopting or
sure,
paying for it. So you
yeah,
do have to go online, you have to fill out an adoption form and be approved for adoption. So Muskie has sponsored 18 different cats, and as far as my numbers go here, we've already adopted out one, two, three, five, six, eight of them. So we still have quite a few cats that are waiting
so
for
10
their
more adoptions.
10 more adoptions. Plus, we have a couple others that are sort of we had already had sponsored from before, and the original cats, two of them are quite old and have some medical issues, so we're still hoping for the right home for them. They're really nice cats. They just need some special food, and that would be the perfect home for them. But as far as the 18 cats that Muskie sponsored, we have just a wide variety of really, really nice cats.
Mm-hmm.
Anything from some younger ones. I mean, they're not really kittens anymore, but they certainly still act like kittens. They're
Sure.
Butterscotch and Cinnamon, and they are a bonded pair, so they do need to be adopted together.
Oh,
And they're
okay.
really cute. They're orange and white. They came from a farm situation, so they started out a little on the shy side, but now they're super friendly and loving, and they would make a great pair if someone's looking for two.
Mm-hmm.
And we
How,
did.
how old are they?
They're just probably a year old.
Oh, so just teenagers.
They're teenagers, yeah,
Yeah.
and they're sassy like teenagers too. And speaking of that, we have another one who is a teenager, and his name is Hopper. And he just sometimes, he gets himself into little trouble and timeouts, and you look at him and say, "Hopper, stop!" Then he just looks at you like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah.
And he's got a great personality, and he's a real fun cat, and he just has never had anybody that's been really interested in him. So
Uh,
um, he's another really good one. And then we have a couple cats that really need to go to a home where they'd be the only cat. We have a beautiful short-haired gray kitty named Zero, and I mean it's not a great name, but the people who found her, they found her in the wintertime and it was below zero, so that's why they named her
Mm.
Zero.
Oh, okay.
But she just hates other cats, and she walks around all day just growling and grumbling and snarling, and
Hmm.
so she would just love to be the only kitty in your house. She's really playful, sweet. She's probably 2 years old. She's just a perfect house cat. So and then we have another one named Tango who also needs to be the only cat. He fights with the other cats. He thinks he's top cat, and he gets a lot of timeouts,
Uh,
more than Hopper does. But he's a really cool looking cat. He's solid white, but he has a black tail and he has a black, like a little toupee, a little black spot right on the top of his head. So he's a very unique looking cat, and he's very friendly with people, but he just needs a home where he can be the only cat, and he's a lot of fun. He's got a great, very very confident personality, let's
yeah,
say.
right.
So, so yeah, there's a couple other ones. We have an older cat named Izzy, who's about 12 years old, and she also would probably like to be the only kitty in the household. She's kind of walks around a little grumbly sometimes too. But we've got a beautiful cat named Hunter, who's just very soft and friendly and sweet. And if you like long-haired cats, we have a beautiful gray cat named Morgan, who is kind of, I wouldn't call her super long hair, but kind of a medium coat.
Hmm.
And she's just gorgeous, and she's very quiet and gentle, and just doesn't cause any problems. So
Yeah.
there, and these are just the sponsored ones. On top of these, we have a lot of other great cats available, and kittens. We'll have some more kittens available next Saturday. We have some kittens going in for surgery on Friday, so they'll be available Saturday. So there's
Okay.
just lots going on. And there also are a couple of dogs whose adoption fees have been sponsored by different people. And, you can always go to our website, and it will connect you over to Pet Finder. And most of the animals that have a sponsored adoption, when you see their picture and their name, it'll say sponsored adoption.
Oh,
So
okay.
you know that they I hate to say free, but there's no adoption fee. So
Sure.
it's not the old free to good home. These
Yeah.
animals are all spayed and neutered and vaccinated, vet checked, and ready to go into a nice new home. So
So I have a question now. You mentioned a couple of cats that are good to be in a home alone. What if you already have a cat at home and you adopt a cat, bring it home, and you find out the existing cat does not want any other cats in its house? As you know, I
yeah,
personally experienced that with an adoption. Can we bring the cat back? How does that work?
yes. I mean, I tell everyone who adopts a cat is I want adoption to be a positive experience for everybody, including the cat, the people in the home, any other pets. We want adoption to be a positive, and we don't want someone to feel like they adopted a dog or a cat that's just not right for them. I mean, sometimes giving it some more time will make a difference, but sometimes right away you just know it's not going to be the right
Right.
fit. And
Hmm.
when your animal at home is unhappy, I mean, it should be your top priority to keep your first pet happy and well adjusted. So
Yeah.
sometimes so we always tell people we want you to bring the animal back, and we'll try to find a better fit. And that has actually been one of the big benefits, if you can say, of everything that happened during COVID. When we pretty much had to shut our doors like everybody else.
Right.
And then when we slowly reopened, we went to a appointment only kind of a situation, and that has just been a big benefit because we can spend more time with a family or an individual and try to find that right fit. Ask them lots of questions. We don't like have to be so harried and have 15 people waiting to adopt, and you can't, there's not
Right.
enough of you to go
Yeah.
around to
Right.
help everybody the way that they should be helped. So it's been, you can ask questions and say, well, what is your cat at home like? And maybe this one would be a good fit. This one probably not. So
Right.
so it really has been a benefit to us and to the animals to have these appointments. And so once you have an approved application, whether it's for a dog or a cat, you just call the shelter and you schedule an appointment. And we take appointments Monday through Saturday. Our first appointment is usually at 11 when we open, and our last appointment would be at 2 because we do close at 3 o'clock. So we
Okay.
want people we want people to have enough time to make an important decision. So don't want anyone
Right.
to ever feel rushed into an adoption.
So we've talked about cats. What dogs off the top of your head are available that you have?
That are being sponsored, or just dogs in general.
Dogs in general. Well,
We
you have couple of sponsored. What are those dogs?
Well, we
And
have a couple of sponsored dogs. We have Lucy, who's kind of a special needs dog. She's a little on the shy side, so she's going to take somebody, maybe 2 visits or so to kind of get to know her. She's very, very sweet and very friendly with people, but she takes a little bit to warm up to new people. And then we have Artemis, and we've had him a while. He's a sponsored adoption. He needs to go to a home with no other dogs, cats, or children. So sometimes, every people have, another animal, and so
quite the loner then. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it's hard to find homes for those pets when people already have a lot of other animals.
Right. Yeah.
But got another really nice dog named Bruno that's looking for a home. And I do believe we will be getting some dogs from Texas in the next day or two. So that's
Okay.
something to look forward to, because we haven't had a transport from Texas for a while. So there could potentially be some smaller dogs and some puppies included in that group. So trying to think of who else we have that's we have a nice shepherd named Hawk, who's just full of energy, and if someone's looking for a energetic, companion, he'd be a great dog. So
Sure.
but
Yeah.
yeah, we love to have sponsors, and we appreciate Muskie, and she's not only sponsored lots of cat adoptions, but she has also dug deep in her little kitty pockets and donated a lot of supplies and things here for the shelter for the cats and dogs. So we appreciate her. Yeah, it's nice to have alumni like that. We told her we were gonna name the library after her when we build something.
Uh, well, Lisa, I'll let people know that they can find you at 10812 North O'Brien Hill Road in Hayward, and the phone number there is 715-634-5394. And the website, of course, is Northwoods Humane Society.org. And I guess you have lots of pictures, and all the animals available for adoption are listed there.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, we're just enjoying this nice cooler weather while the rest of the country is sweltering.
Yeah, right.
It's can't believe how nice it is. Nice to be able to have the doors open to the catios and not have to have the air conditioning on and
Right.
everything shut up. Gives the cats a little more space, and it's nice for the dog walkers who aren't dying out there in the heat, and the dogs too.
Yes. Yeah. Are you still looking for volunteer dog walkers?
Yes, we are. We're always looking for volunteers, and if anyone is interested in walking dogs, you do have to go through a dog walking class. It's just a very simple thing, but your first step is to go to our website and fill out the volunteer form.
Okay.
Indicate that you're interested in walking dogs or socializing cats or any kind of. We're also looking for. We could always use some more help in our front desk. Our receptionist. We can't do this without them. And, if they're answering the phones and helping people coming in with all kinds of things, and we can't do all the work we have to do in the back and the cleaning if we don't have great
Somebody
volunteers
out
that,
front. Yep.
yeah, and they're just, indispensable. We rely on them so much, and we've lost a couple of them that are moving away. And so if anyone's interested in helping out, it's a fun way to kind of see what goes on behind the scenes, and to help in a big way. Um,
Very cool. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I better let you go because it sounds they're getting more vocal around you.
I know.
My
You know what?
goodness, they
I
want your attention.
I fed these guys yet, but my volunteer isn't coming today, so I have to clean all their cages now, and some of them are a little messy. So
Yeah. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for your time, and we'll make sure that we see you next month. All right?
okay, sounds good. Thank you, Mark.
You bet. Have